Garney Park and 6 Mile Bridge for the TUS Intermediate Club Hurling Final of 2025 between Smith O'Briens of Killaloo and Inagh Kilnamona. Two of the favourite teams from that was favoured to come out in to get to the final, and they have done that and got here. A lovely, beautiful day, sun shining here in Garney Park. The bad weather has passed on, thankfully. So lovely dry day here, breeze blowing down, slight breeze blowing down towards the Kimurray end here in Garney Park. And Smith O'Briens in their claret and amber will line out as follows. James Power is in goals. Cian Maloney, Stephen Garrity and Sean McMahon is the full back line. Micheál Ryan, David Goff and Dwayne Sheedy the half back line. Cathal Stritch and Owen Heffron in the middle of the field. Conor Garrity, Mike Goff and Jason Monaghan, the captain in the half forward line, with David O'Shea, Keith Stritch and Anthony Walsh in the full forward line. And in the green and yellow for Inagh Kilnamona, in goals is Patrick Kelly, Mark Barry, Colin Shannon, Carl McGonigal is the full back line, Neil Hegarty, Shane McInerney and Ricky Wynn the half back line, Jack Meskell and Jamie Wynn in the middle of the field, Cathal Ryan, Keith Barry and Ronan Meskell the half forward line, with Jack Cullen, Jerry Coote and Owen Fitzgerald the full forward line. So a plethora of stars here on both sides here for this intermediate final. The newly restructured Premier Intermediate final. The Premier Intermediate is later on today between Clarecastle and the Mills in Simmerby McCusick Park. So these two teams playing for the new cup this year, inaugurated in memory of the late Pappy Callahan through Budike and O'Callaghan's Mills Gael. So we're looking forward to a great match here. Two very evenly matched teams, very hard to call. So we look forward to, as I said, a great game. And please come back and join us later for our live coverage here from Garney Park in 6 Mile Bridge. And you're welcome back to Garney Park in 6 Mile Bridge for this TUS Intermediate Hurling Final 2025 between Smith O'Briens and Inagh Kilnamona. I'm joined in co-commentary today, an analysis by Pat McNamara, in broadcast brought to us in conjunction with Scarf Bay Community Radio. And I'm going to give you a recap on the teams for those who have joined us late. In goals for Inagh is Patrick Kelly in the green and yellow. Mark Barry, Colin Shannon and Cathal McGonigal is the full back line. Neil Hegarty, Shane McInerney and Ricky Wynn is the half back line. Jack Meskell and Jamie Wynn in the middle of the field. Cathal Ryan, Keith Barry, Ronan Meskell the half forward line, with Jack Cullen, Jerry Coote the team captain and Owen Fitzgerald the full forward line. And for Smith O'Briens, a team named after the great Irish national and former member of Parliament who died in 1864, William Smith O'Brien. In goals is James Power. Cian Maloney, Stephen Garrity and Sean McMahon is the full back line. Micheál Ryan, David Goff and Dwayne Sheedy the half back line. Cathal Stritch and Owen Heffron in the middle of the field. Conor Garrity, Mike Goff and Jason Monaghan the half forward line. David O'Shea, Keith Stritch and Anthony Walsh the full forward line. Good afternoon, Pat. You're welcome. We're looking forward to this game. These would have been two of the teams that would have been picked as favourites to win the championship at the outset. They've proved that to be the case. Both of them been here today. Inagh Kilnamona, their Camogie ladies had a great win yesterday in the Camogie final, so they will be buoyant by that. This is going to be a tremendous tussle, Pat. Oh yeah, looking forward to this one immensely, Leo. It's a kind of an interesting contrast. You have, the flagship or the main team of a club like Smith O'Briens, trying to get back up the ladder in Clare hurling and, really favourites, one of the favourites for this one early stage. And then you have Inagh Kilnamona, their second team, but of course those lads, even though they might be the second bunch, they're training with the seniors all along, so training to a very high standard. So that's a lovely contrast between the two sides. And look, this is important for Inagh Kilnamona. A lot of people say it's more important for the single team to win, but look, Inagh Kilnamona will always want to get their teams up to the highest standards possible. A lot to look forward to. Great experience on both sides. Great young players as well. And perfect conditions are perfect. Whatever but the forecast during the week, Leo. The bridge looks great here today at Garney Park, and the weather is being kind so far. So a lot to look forward to. Yeah, and Jason Monaghan and Jerry Coote go in for the toss up here. Fergal O'Brien from Allahan is our referee, and Smith O'Briens, they've won this is a restructured Premier Intermediate, but Smith O'Briens won the Intermediate Championship in 2004, played the first game here against Tony Quinn at a draw, won the replay in Cusick Park, and then beat St. Joseph in 2021. Inagh Kilnamona, they've come together in 2007. Both clubs formed singly, Inagh and Kilnamona, in 1887. Kilnamona won the Intermediate Championship in 1998, and Inagh won it in 2005. And of course, when they joined together, their first team went straight into senior. So 120 years before they came together. So maybe it's their first, after that long time to wait for an Intermediate Championship together. But look, this championship, Pat, There's a trophy for this is named after the great Pepe Callan, a great character and a great hurler for Clare and for Bodyke and O'Connell's Mills. You know, he played 19 years for Clare, 33 to 52, won 3 Munster championships with Flannans, 32, 33, 34. Captain Clare in the 1938 Munster final against Waterford, which they lost. Won the National League in 46 with Clare. Led the Mills to the county honours in 37. And then played with Bodyke in 47 and won Railway Cups in 39 and 48. Pat, a great man, and a tribute to his memory that this cup is in honour to him today.
100% right, Leo, and it's a fantastic gesture on behalf of the Mills Club to honour Pepe Callan in that way. I mean, this is a very prestigious competition. We have our on the V, should we maybe stay quiet for it?
We'll
fawn queuing.
Pat, an experienced team of officials here today, as we said, Fergal O'Brien, Joe Mullins and John Bugler doing the sideline, Kevin Curry. Indeed, Kevin Curry is the fourth official, so a very experienced team of officials. The breeze has blown up a bit stronger since we done our introduction earlier, with Jamie Power is going men in the goals at the Kilmurray end here for the first half, and that means that Patrick Kelly, the great Patrick Kelly, Clare goalkeeper when they won down Ireland in 2013, and who will ever forget his quick puck out, and he stopped the umpire from putting up the flag, and one of the reasons why Clare won the All-Ireland. I expect changes maybe from the starting 15, but no, it looks like they're going as the 15 that they gave us. So Patrick makes his way up to the road goals, and here we're ready to go here in association with Heaney's Cost Cutter here on Clare GA TV. So the TUS Intermediate Hurling Final for 2025 is on, and Fergal O'Brien throws in the ball, and the ball comes to the midfielder, Jack Meskell, and then gets the ball off to Jamie Wynn. Jamie Wynn comes across, he's beaten there by Micheál Ryan lets the ball off, it comes to Keith Barry lets the ball to Ronan Meskell gives it in to Jamie Wynn coming through 30 metres out from the Smith O'Brien's goal, shoots off his left, he's at the first score of the game, a score over the bar from the stick of Jamie Wynn. Good start for Inagh Kilnamona, playing with the aid of this breeze in the first half, Pat.
Yeah, and the reason was significant, Leo, was straight down the field supporting them, and a good start for them, the start they wanted. I'm sure Smith O'Brien will want to respond immediately.
Yeah, great puck out from Power, but it's blocked down there by the wing back Neil Hegarty blocks it down to Cathal Ryan playing around with it, but he's beaten there by Gerrity comes out, but he comes back out for Inagh Kilnamona, and Cathal Ryan puts this ball into the danger area where Jerry Coote, the team captain, Jerry, a nice nonchalant flick from Jerry. Does that go over the bar? It doesn't. It goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. Good play there by the cornerback for Smith O'Brien's Keane Maloney. Got in the block. But Inagh Kilnamona, you know, they'd be buying to, and congratulations to the Kylini, who are County Senior Camogie champions yesterday. But you know, I see the crowd still coming in, maybe celebrating a bit later than others last night. But James Power with the puck out for Smith O'Brien, surveying his options here as Inagh Kilnamona sit back. Is he going to go short? Being told to puck it out quick. Hits it out towards Micheál Ryan. Brilliant underage player with the county. Gets that ball out to the half back line. David Goff. It comes to Micheál, back to Micheál Ryan again. Inagh turn it over. The ball comes into the middle. Keane Maloney comes out for Smith O'Brien. Maloney takes a heavy tackle there from the midfielder, Jack Meskell, a member of the Clare minor team that won the All-Ireland under the captaincy of Owen Gunning, under the managership of Brian O'Connell 2 years ago. Ball comes out to the captain, Jason Manan, pushed the ball in for Anthony Walsh. We ought to give him his correct name today. We were calling him Declan Bowd the last day. Apologies for that. He gave a man in the match display in the semi-final, but that ball is cut out by Shane McInerney back to the full-back Cathal Shannon gives it out to Cathal Ryan, who's very busy in these early stages, to Neil Hegarty, a very, very good underage player, stylish player, gets that ball down, sits back here where David Goff leaves it for the wing back. The wing back is Dwayne Sheedy. Sheedy comes out, but he's picked up by the centre forward Keith Barry. That's not, maybe there's a Keith Barry, the magician. This man is a magician with a hurley. The ball comes back out to Sheedy, who does well. He gets that ball in, and a foul on Micheál Ryan. But in these early stages, Pat, it's Inagh, Kilnamona who are thrown down the mountain to Smith O'Brien's.
Yeah, they have most of the position. They're playing the short game around the middle, Leo, and look at, you have to vary the game, and I'm sure there will be plenty long ball going as well. But just there, they ran out of ideas, and a short free has been taken out the wing for Smith O'Brien's.
Yeah, David Goff gives it out to Mihal. Mihal is a good strike, goes up along, puts the ball up into the corner, looking for Mihal. Mike Goff, the former Clare senior, could be Clare senior in the not too distant future. Again, the ball comes off the line, off Ricky Wynn, and goes out over the line ball for Smith O'Brien's. The captain, Jason Monaghan, 50 metres out from the Inagh Kilnamona goals, over in front of the Tommy Morey Memorial Stand. It's 1 point for Inagh Kilnamona. Smith O'Brien's yet to get off the mark here. Here in O'Garney Park, cuts that ball across, looking for the number 10. The number 10 is Conor Gerrish. Gerry is beaten by Cathal Ryan. Cathal Ryan, stretch comes out. Goff has it for Smith O'Brien's. What a difference he made. There's an advantage coming for Michael Goff. An overhead, a high tackle. And Pat, central, like the last day, Goff is going to be central for a lot of Killaloe or Smith O'Brien's attacks.
Yeah, Mike Goff is a fabulous hurler, has been since he was a young fella. I remember him being on race squads, and he was a leader up there at that stage as well. Look, his first touch there was brilliant to get that ball up in the crowd. Took a risky swing, got a little tap across the upper body for his troubles, and won a deserved free. So a great chance for Smith O'Brien's to settle into the game now. Yeah,
and Anthony Walsh, I think it was 10 points he scored in the semi-final victory over Kilmaley. Inagh Kilnamona got over by 1 point. They beat Ogunlow by 1 point in the other semi-final. Walsh opens the scoring, does for Smith O'Brien's. That's the first score of the game for Smith O'Brien's. We're level pegging, 4 minutes gone, and Patrick Kelly, give me a proper title as the full forward line sit deep. They're expecting a big one, and he normally delivers. Here comes the cool ball, Leshan Puckamock. Patrick Kelly, where's he going to go with this one? And he tested, he's going long, down on top of Jerry Cool, who has come up from full forward. Jerry puts up the hand, and Jerry has a good paw on him, catches it, puts the ball into the middle, into Jack Miskell. Jack running through the middle, being chased by Goff. Jack is a strong player, pulled to the ground by David Goff. And very simple, effective tactic. Kelly to coach to the on-running Miskell, and a free in 30 metres, just outside DD, 30 metres, be taken by the magician himself, Keith Barry.
Yeah, when you have a full forward that can put up a paw in traffic like that, Leo, and bring it down safely, it's no wonder Patrick Kelly went long. Great catch by Coach, setting up an almost guaranteed point. If we don't put text on him, an almost guaranteed point, second point for Inagh Kilnamona, and I'm sure if it has worked once, they'll try it again.
Yeah, and Barry makes no mistake. There was a John Barry that played for the Clare Minors this year, was a big free taker, and Keith Perry does the same. Not sure if they're any relation, but it's a puck out coming from the goalkeeper, Jamie Power. It's shown in his eyes here. Beautiful day in O'Garney Park. The breeze blows up from time to time, but perfect day. And again, O'Garney Park in brilliant condition, Pat.
Look at, as always, Leo, it's one of the finest club stadiums, and in fact it's the number 2 stadium in Clare from the hurling side point of view anyway, living up to its name. Great surface and great facilities for fans as well, so no excuses on that front anyway for this game not being a really good one.
Yeah, and Jerry Cool got a bit of treatment there. The ball goes up, Miskell blocks it down for Inagh Kilnamona, leaves off to Cathal Ryan. Cathal Ryan is pulled by David Goff, gets away, ball back to Miskell. Miskell leaves it back, he comes back here to Conor Gerrish. Conor loses it to Miskell. Miskell very busy in these early stages, goes to ground, but the ball is picked out here as Smith O'Brien's coming out. The ball comes out to Carl Stritch, a man who played his hurling with Luke and Southswith last year, gives it out to Jason Monaghan. Jason shoots on sight, and that's a tremendous score from the captain, Jason Monaghan. Carl Stritch, he was at Luke and last year. His team this year are in the Dublin senior final, but the ball is pucked out quick, down on top of Coot again. It's definitely Rouge 1 for Inagh Kilnamona. Ball comes out to Ronan Miskell, turns off his left, and the scores are coming thick and fast here. As that score from Ronan Miskell levels up proceedings. 6.5 minutes gone. Smith O'Brien's 2 points, Inagh Kilnamona 2 points, and James Power coming with the puck out for Smith O'Brien's, going to go short. Look, wait for the runner. The winning runner is Mike Goff out from centre forward. Mike, who's been benign by injuries all year, gets that ball down to Anthony Walsh. The pick up from the Tipperary man doesn't come off on this occasion. The ball comes to the centre back. The centre back is Shane McInerney, a brilliant underage player. Shane McInerney played for Clare Minors in a Munster final. The ball comes down here to Jack Cullinan, another household. Inagh gives it out to Miskell. Miskell takes on the challenge of Cathal Stritch and been pulled back by Cathal Stritch. Meskel is having a big bearing. His first intention is to break the tackle at all times, Pat.
Yeah, look, he's very effective early on. I suppose you could say Inagh Kilnamona having the slightly best of it. A great point by Jason Monaghan there, long ranger. Simple pass, one pass. There was someone looking for a return, but he just went for the shot, which turned out to be a good. And then Meskel got a good decision. Then Meskel got a lonely point from play as well. So they're dominating slightly. But it was that breeze, and we hesitate to talk too much about the breeze, but it may be worth a few points at half time.
Yeah, and it's this 65-metre free going to be taken by Keith Perry. He already has one on the board. Can he level proceedings? Hits it towards the Kilmurray end. Does it come inside? Doesn't come inside on this occasion. Goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. And the score remains Inagh Kilnamona 3, Smith O'Brien's 2. The ball is with Owen Heffron in the middle of the field. Owen is being chased by Keith Perry. Gets the ball out to Micheál Ryan. Micheál recycles the ball into the middle to David Goff. David Goff looking for the runner. Gives it to Stritch. Keith Stritch puts up his hand, but he's blocked away by Cathal McConaughey. McConaughey leaves it back for Shane McInerney. Shane gets that ball. The block down by Keith Stritch. Keith Stritch gets the ball into Anthony. Anthony Walsh does a man gone inside. Walsh is a strong man. Walsh, and he's one of these ones, 50-50. I think there was an element of charge in there. Fergal O'Brien, one of our most experienced match referees, very close to the scene, and pulled it for charging, which I think was quite correct.
We have to give it to the ref there because he's within 15 metres and at a distance it might look like we could have let that go, but close up to a Leo, you have a better view of exactly what happened. Free out for Inagh Kilnamona and we won't dispute it.
Yeah, 14-metre free out from goal. Patrick Kelly goes, switches play across here to the far side away from the stand. Gets it down, brilliantly blocked down there by the cornerback. The cornerback was Sean McMahon, the former Ardcullery shoots into Mike Goff. Goff turns and shoots. This is a dangerous one up around the square. Anthony Walsh puts up the hand, doesn't come down with it. The cornerback is Ricky or Cathal McConaughey. Gets the ball out to Mark Barry. Barry comes out to Neil Hegarty. Hegarty is robbed by Anthony Walsh, and I tell you one thing, Pat, the one thing that's about this, the work rate of both teams is very evident.
Look, an intermediate final is always a great occasion in Clare hurling over the years, regardless of whether the grades have been changed or not. This is the intermediate final, two teams here on merit and two really good teams to have got at this stage, and 100% intensity, great to watch.
Yeah, that ball is hit down by Mark Barry, Stephen Gerry, she's the full back. Big casual but does well, gets it up at the second attempt, gets it out to Heffron. Heffron is breaking the tackle of Cathal Ryan, gives it into Cathal Stritch, release it out to Micheál Ryan always hits a good ball. This is going dropping down in the square. Keith Stritch goes up, the ball breaks down and Pat Kelly polices that ball out to the right hand side and gone wide. 9 minutes gone, 9.5 gone, score still the same. Inagh Kilnamona 3, Smith O'Brien's 2. Great puck out from Kelly down towards Sean McMahon and Owen Fitzgerald, the man who won a medal with Roscommon earlier on this year, gives it into Barry. The gap opens up for Barry. He gives it out here, out to Jack Cullen. Jack is going to turn, and Jack puts it to the left hand side and gone wide, and maybe Inagh Kilnamona, the gap open for Keith Barry. He could have put it over the bar. He saw the chance of a goal. The pass wasn't the best to Cullen, and he puts that shot out to the left, scored 3-2.
The point was on twice. They said that, well, they thought they'd go for the goal, but the pass to Cullen was okay, but he turned inside and just overcompensated off his left and pulled it wide at his own side. The
shot puck out from Power comes out to Stephen Gerrity. Gerrity gives it out to Dwayne Sheedy. The guard, they're coming up. He's going to have a pot from on his own 65. Sheedy, this is dropping around the square. A shot, it's not dropping, it's dropping over the bar from the stick of Dwayne Sheedy, and that has really uplifted the spirits into Smith O'Brien's camp. 3 points all.
Well, if Jason Monaghan's one was good 5 or 6 minutes ago, that was even better because it's about 10 yards further out against the breeze. Outstanding point.
And here in the TUS intermediate final 2025 is level pegging. 3 for Smith O'Brien, 3 for Inagh Kilnamona. Ball is blocked down by Sean McMahon, but it comes to Jamie Wynn. Jamie Wynn goes to ground, but the ball comes out. McMahon gets the ball out. Going up, goes he won an All-Ireland contest with Ardcullery. The ball he has played, represented the county at underage. The ball, Conor Gerrity in there trying to help. Inagh Kilnamona player gone to ground. Fergal O'Brien Jason Monaghan lets fly ground hurling. The ball comes into Keith Stritch. Can he win it for Smith O'Brien? Goes to ground, gets it up at the second attempt. Stritch is a strong man, comes in. His goal in the semi-final was vital. Blocked down that pass to Micheál Goff, went astray to Ronan Meskel. Ronan gives it out to Jack. Jack shoots off the left. Does Jack score off the left? In fact, it goes out to the left-hand side and gone wide. The score remains Smith O'Brien's 3, Inagh Kilnamona 3, 11.5 minutes gone. Jamie Power, not too sure there's an injury. There is an injury over there on the far side for Inagh Kilnamona. It looks like Owen Fitzgerald has picked up an injury. Fergal O'Brien checking to see is everything okay. Everything is okay. We are going to continue on with a puck out from the cool bar. Jamie Power, James has to wait until the Mayor phone on the water by Dishkaman goes off the field of play. So sticking to the rules of the day. James Power, for Smith O'Brien's. Goes long here, over here towards the far side. Great ball into space for Cahill Stritch. Stritch gets through for Smith O'Brien. Tries to get through. Being chased up by Neil Hegarty. Push the ball into the captain Jason. Jason Monaghan just shoots inside. Monaghan is having one of those days, but it goes out to the left hand side and gone wide. The score remains Smith O'Brien's 3, Inagh Kilnamona 3. Per Kelly with the puck out, goes long. The breeze in behind his back. The ball goes down, looking for Coote. Coote knocks it down, but who comes out? It's the cornerback. The cornerback is Maloney. He started his career in the forwards. He's a lovely, skillful hurler. Has made the cornerback position his own. To Micheál Ryan, a man who can play anywhere. Push the ball up into the corner to David O'Shea. David, first touch. Excellent, puts the ball into Walsh. Walsh puts down that trusty left hand, but doesn't come out with it. It comes out to the wing back, who's Ricky Wynn. Wynn has always been a brilliant player for Inagh Kilnamona. Puts the ball into Barry. The Barry cuts to the cross, but it comes to Owen Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald brilliantly blocked down by Sean McMahon. The ball comes back out to Cullen. Cullen going to shoot off his left, puts it up into the air. Is it going to come inside? And Jamie Power polices that one out to the right and wide. 13.5 minutes gone. Smith O'Brien's 3, Inagh Kilnamona 3. Even Stephen, Pat.
Even Stephen and Jack Cullen will be disappointed. He's one wide at each side now, but look, it'll come right from eventually. You have to keep shooting, I suppose, and it hopefully won't dent his confidence from their point of view. But it's a very enjoyable game.
Yeah,
it's up and down the field. Some
game.
great ball being directed up by Micheál Ryan from wing back there.
Good crowd in here as well. Ryan gives that ball out to McMahon. McMahon crossing into the. Oh, he could have been pulled for overcarrying, got away with it. Gives it to Goff, who turns and shoots. Mike Goff, but it goes out to the left hand side and gone wide. And Pat, I think maybe the tactic seems to be from Smith O'Brien anywhere from 50 have a pot.
Yeah, they've got two great ones. Another effort there. I think there's a couple of missed. Here we go again.
That ball, that quick ball from Kelly out to Cahill Ryan, the wing forward. It goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. To Pat Kelly, he hasn't slowed down. If Anton, he's got quicker. One of the always has been one of the top best goalkeepers ever to come out of the county of Clare. James Power with the puck out for Smith O'Brien's, goes over towards the Tommy Moore east end side, looking for Keith Stritch. The ball puts up the hand. Anthony Walsh goes up but doesn't come down with it. It comes to Mark Berry, to the diminutive figure of Mark Berry, puts the ball up along the line, out over the line ball for Micheál Ryan. Micheál Ryan normally cuts a good ball. Here, 65 metres out from the Smith O'Brien's goal they're playing into the road in right. Is he going to go back? He goes short. The magician Keith Barry doesn't cut out this one on this occasion, but he gets it at the second attempt. Comes in, gets the ball into the centre back is Shane McInerney. McInerney puts the ball to Colin Shannon, puts the ball in over the top. Keane Maloney, the cornerback goes back. It is Shane McInerney who cleared that ball. Maloney puts that ball into the middle. That dangerous ball. He was went for Cahill Stritch. Cahill was caught ball watch at that time, and the ball is pulled in. And I would imagine there's a car coming. That short game again, pass and playing the ball into the middle.
It all happened there, Leo. Now, as Cian Maloney picked up the ball first, I said to myself, this fella has too much time to clear this ball, and he was in a couple of minds. Tried a short pass, fell through, and then his man he lost control the second time. And look at Cian Maloney, as you say, he's a fabulous hurler. But when you have too much time in your hands, sometimes it's worse than having too little. Too little, he drives that ball down past the 65. But it's a free in now for Barry again.
Yeah, you just cannot get caught in the standard position, and it's a free in for Keith Barry. We're 3 points all. We're gone just over 15.5 minutes here in the first half. Paul McInerney, the manager from Inagh, he's lying out at centre back there, giving in instructions. I see Barry Hennessy, the former Limerick goalkeeper and who was 4 All-Irelands. What a job he's done as the banisher of Smith O'Brien's, ably assisted by Brendan Foley there and Mark McInerney. And Barry puts it. He puts it over the bar, puts Inagh Kilnamona into the lead, and with the breeze and the balance of play, they're just about to deserve that 1 point lead, Pat. Yeah,
just about, Leo. I mean, it's pretty even, Stephen, but Inagh Kilnamona have had the more shots on goal, had a couple of poorish wides, so you could say on possession terms alone, they deserve to be ahead.
Yeah, James Power with the puck out for Smith O'Brien goes long on this occasion. Great lint against the breeze, looking for Stritch. Stritch puts up the hand, doesn't come down with it. It's being picked up there by Ricky Wynn. Anthony Walsh out there, far out from goal, trying to get it for Smith O'Brien's into Mike Goff. Mike Goff gets the ball across. Mike Goff trying to take on the Inagh Kilnamona full back line. Gets across. Goff coming in across the centre. Is he going to give the ball out to Conor Geraghty? Geraghty loses it, but Inagh Kilnamona come out with it. They played a short game. Gets the ball out to the midfielder. Jamie Wynn. Jamie shoots on side. That is probably the best score of the afternoon here so far. Gamadeshkin from the stick of Jamie Wynn. Over the bar, 5 points for Inagh Kilnamona, 3 for Smith O'Brien's as Jamie Power goes quick with the shot puck out to Micheál Ryan. Micheál Ryan patrolling the send over there at the wing in front of the Tommy Morris then. Gets it to Goff. Goff taken on Shane McInerney, pulled down by Shane McInerney. Shane protesting his innocence. I don't think he's any case to be not found not guilty on this occasion.
That's as clear as the white and red plane that just landed a minute ago there, sailing over just close to us here on its way to Shannon. I know, Leo, you're familiar with Shannon, and know if you know the red and white planes which airline they represent, but no doubt about that free. And the point before that, Inagh Kilnamona just wins point. They lovely mixed up the short game in the middle of the field and then the long shot and a great point from distance. So Still going to be close. This might go over, but it's a tricky one against the Breeze.
Yeah, Jason Monaghan into the Breeze, tight to the sideline, 45 metres out. Does Jason put it over? No. In fact, he doesn't. It goes out to the left and gone wide in the low for the Breeze. 18 minutes gone, 5-3 for Inagh Kilnamona. Expect Pat Kelly to go direct. More Derek Ellenomchin, and he's going straight down the middle. He makes it out of him. He goes out looking for Cahill Ryan. Cahill, who has been moving around the pitch. Cahill Ryan now being marked up by Micheál Ryan. Micheál does well. Getting away, gets the ball out for Smith O'Brien, gets it out to Heffron. Heffron is being beaten at this occasion by Jamie Wynn, but the ball is picked up by Heffron again to Michael Goff. Goff is that link man between the defence and attack, and here he goes again. Michael Goff taking on, gets the ball out to Cahill Stritch. Stritch can shoot. Stritch shoots for Smith O'Brien's. Economy of effort from Cahill Stritch. And Mike Goff, Pat, he's having a big influence. Stritch does well, 5 points to 4. Pat Kelly gets it out to Neil Hegarty. Hegarty hitting it down towards the Kilmurray end. And that's the response. But I tell you, Smith O'Brien's are going to have to do something with Pat Kelly's puck out, because he's getting 100% of those puck outs away, Pat.
But the experience of Kelly is fantastic there to find his man nearly all the time. Whether he goes long or whether he goes medium, he's just finding a man. But I mean, you can't buy the experience, Leo, one of the best goalkeepers in the country, and probably was and probably still is.
Yeah, and maybe Killaloo, Smith O'Brien's questioning the pick puck out. That ball goes astray from Dwayne Sheedy. It's picked up by Ryan. Ryan shoots off the line. That's a score, and a bit of a gap developing here in O'Garney Park. Inagh Kilnamona 7. They may have had a few wides, but Ryan, that's a good score. 7 points for Inagh Kilnamona, 4 for Smith O'Brien's, and Jamie Power, the Smith O'Brien's goalie, who's been in a particular hurry to puck out the ball, goes driven, drills this one down. Not the best puck out for Owen Heffron, gets it away, but it comes in picked up by Ronan Meskel. Meskel gets the ball out to the wing back. The wing back is Ricky Wynn, and I tell you, Inagh Kilnamona have gone into 5th-6th gear at this stage. Double scores, 8 for Inagh Kilnamona, 4 for Smith O'Brien's, and Keane Maloney goes down injured. But I think, and Pat, Smith O'Brien's maybe the authors of their own downfall.
Well, a little bit of messing with the ball in defence. I mean, you look at the long puck outs were working for them against the Breeze. Even they were getting the ball up to the opposition 65, and you're not going to see too much immediately there. A few short puck outs there, a little bit not on top of their game in that aspect of the game. Goff again trying to get through.
Yeah, that puck out from Power goes out to Goff. Goff gives it out to Heffron. Heffron gives it back to Goff, to David Goff, and it comes to Keith Barry. Barry trails this one, Keith Barry. And Keith shooting lets him down, and chances going to beg him for Inagh Kilnamona. Will they rue those missed chances later on? But that one went to the left hand wide, and James Power has been told, I think, to calm things down. He's taking his time here. We said he's at the Kilmurray and goes short out here to Dwayne Sheedy. Dwayne waits for the ball, comes across. Cahill Stritch is outside him, and Dwayne is blocked down by Cahill Ryan. Ryan has been very, very busy, but he fouls Dwayne Sheedy on this occasion. A free for Smith O'Brien's, and David Goff, the centre back, coming across to take this free. David, who has been maybe conspicuous by his happening in these early stages, but Inagh Kilnamona don't go down through the middle that often. They play everything up and down the wing. They keep you as far out to the lines as they can. The new free line ball to Sheedy, back to Goff off the ground. Goff now coming into the middle of the field. He could plant it from here. This one is going to stay inside, but the ball is going to trickle out to the left hand side and gone wide. No forwards inside. Bar Anthony Walsh inside at 14 on that occasion. Ball went out over his head. Pat Kelly goes short on this occasion out to Neil Hegarty. Neil Hegarty, great name in Inagh Kilnamona. Gets the ball, goes down along the line looking for Jack Cullen, and there's space here for Cullen. The lovely striker is Cullen, turns off his left and puts it over the bar, and I tell you, in the twinkle of an eye, 22 minutes gone, Inagh Kilnamona 9, Pat Smith O'Brien's 4.
Yeah, and again, the puck out, the short puck out there a while back for the second last point, went to ground, and if it goes straight to hand, it gives you advantage. Once it hops in the ground, Dwayne Sheedy doing the pressure, and Ryan scores, and that point there, finally Cullinan gets his triple crown in between the two, was wide left and wide right. Here we go again.
Yeah, that puck out from Jamie Powell was cut by Shane McInerney. The ball is delivered up to Owen Fitzgerald. Owen Fitzgerald puts it out to the right hand side and gone wide, and the score remains 9 for Inagh Kilnamona, 4 for Smith O'Brien's, and there's no doubt the message has gone to James Power to slow down with these puck outs, because I tell you, Inagh Kilnamona are ravenous here in O'Garney Park. Maybe one or two might have been maybe out a bit later than others last night, not saying they would have net. The ball, Jamie Power's puck out, goes astray down to Neil Hegarty. They're feeding a lovely ball into Cullinan. He's a brilliant touch. He's Cullinan. He turns the fullback Stephen Garrity, and he turns shot. That's a brilliant score from the corner forward, Jack Cullinan. Lovely touch, left or right. He's equally comfortable, Pat. 10 points to 4.
Yeah, but serious puck out problems for Smith O'Brien's. They cannot get it right long or short, Leo. And again, Cullinan, as I said, we wondered about his confidence after having 2 wides. Well, he's answered us in spades there with 2 fabulous points.
And there's a siren going here now in 6 Mile Bridge, because there will be a siren going for Smith O'Brien's at the moment, the way things are going. That ball goes in over the top, and he's going to be picked up by the wing back. The wing back is Ricky Wynn. Ricky puts a nonchalant ball up to Keith Berry. Keith Berry is going to turn, gets space to turn and shoot, and Keith Berry puts it over the bar. 11 points to 4. Pat Smith O'Brien, the intensity of their tackle has dropped off alarmingly, and Inagh Kilnamona getting shots off quite freely. 11 points to 4.
Alarming is the word, Leo. They're Inagh Kilnamona player standing low and collecting ball without any sign of urgency on behalf of Smith O'Brien's. It looks like they've lost a bit of confidence. No, they had a poor first half against Kilmaley, recovered brilliantly in the second half, and they'll have to.
Yeah, that puck out from Power, found by Cathal Stritch. Stritch gives it back to Garrity. Garrity puts the ball into the corner, looking for David O'Shea. But I tell you, Mark Barry is a tidy customer. O'Shea does well. He's now been fronted by Conor McConaughey. The ball, we're on the edge of the 20 near the goals. Back to Pat Kelly. Kelly isn't going to diddy-daddy, and he drives it down long, down towards the direction Keane Maloney and Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald puts up the hand, doesn't come down with it. Sean McMahon uses his football skills to get away. Goff, a leader for Smith O'Brien's, and he's needed. Gets the ball out to Cathal. He sees the 1-2 that worked a number of moments ago. Stritch tries to take the tackle, being pulled back there by Cathal Ryan. Stritch coming in. He's gone 40 metres. He's gone through. Can he put the pass up? Gets the pass away. The ball comes to David O'Shea. David, nonchalant flick from David O'Shea, puts it over the bar. A very, very much needed score for Smith O'Brien's. Heavy work, 11 points for Inagh Kilnamona, 5 for Smith O'Brien, 24 minutes gone.
Yeah, but those are the points that tell you the one you have to really work hard for, but there was a result at the end, and that'll give them a little bit of confidence that you just step it up again. They were just leaving Inagh Kilnamona too loose. It looks like as if they'd lost concentration. That may help, but it's still a considerable gap.
Yeah, the buck out coming out from Pat Kelly, and Pat Kelly, he's going to go give the ball out to Colin Shannon. Back to Kelly, he doesn't, he keeps it himself, and he goes long. More Dira Keranam Shin, and this he's coming down on top of Garrity, the fullback, Keane Maloney, and that had to be blocked away by Sean McMahon. The ball comes out to Ronan Meskel. Ronan, his cousin, is lighting around the middle of the field. Ronan turns off his left. That's a shot from Meskel, and it goes out to the left hand side and gone wide. Well, one thing, Inagh Kilnamona, the quick puck out from Jamie Paul, gives it out to the team captain, Jason Monaghan. Great pick up from Monaghan. He's good at the darts. He puts a lovely low ball into it, but Shane McInerney really Mr. Consistency for Inagh Kilnamona. Gets that ball back out to the wing back, Ricky Wynn. Ricky Wynn puts the ball up here to the brother, to Jamie. Jamie lets fly along the ground. Out to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, as I said, he tries to take on David Goff. Not an easy thing to do. Gets it back to Meskel. Turns off his left. Meskel, a shot from Meskel. Puts it over the bar. Meskel is a tidy operator. Ronan Meskel, 12 points to 5. His sister was a very good camogie player at underage. Michelle David also is on the senior team at full forward. 12 points to 5. Inagh Kilnamona in complete ascendancy here, Pat.
Yeah, and the wind doesn't seem to be as strong as it was either, so whatever breeze is there, they're using it quite well. They've had their wides, but every time does at some stage. Kilnamona have to just hope that they can hold it at least at this margin and come back in the second half.
Yeah, that ball from Micheál Ryan goes astray, caught by McInerney. McInerney gives it out to Mark Berry, and Cullen gets out in front of Keane Maloney, and he does that little shimmy. Great hook from Keane Maloney. In fairness, Maloney is having a good game at cornerback for Smith O'Brien's, and seems to be cutting out a lot of fires there for Smith O'Brien's. 12 points to 5. We're gone 26 minutes here in the first half. James Power with the puck amok. But Inagh Kilnamona, very hard to see where you're going to get space. Micheál Ryan is his only outlet over there on the far side. Here comes Ryan, our Power, gives it out to Micheál Ryan and make himself available. Drilled it low to him. maybe not the one that Micheál wanted, but he got it, and the ball comes back to Jason Monaghan, but Ricky Wynn is in control of there. McMahon, a leader for Smith O'Brien's, gets out, has to take the challenge to Inagh Kilnamona and gets the free. Jason Monaghan on his own 65, looks like he's going taking this one. There's Minters passing in out there. Paul McInerney going down to give instructions to bypass to kill Lou Smith O'Brien's bench. Brave man, but he's under 21 now. Jason Monaghan is on his own Shaska Coig, which is free towards the road goals. That free from Monaghan. Is it going to come inside? Stays outside the post. You know, Pat, we're looking at it, and Smith O'Brien's maybe Barry Hennessy trying to imply the Limerick game on Smith O'Brien's. Maybe, some days it works, more days it don't. What's working is Inagh Kilnamona gives that ball from Keith Barry. Keith put that beyond the challenge of Hegarty, but Hegarty doesn't throw in the towel. Gets the ball to Keith Stritch. Keith Stritch, is he going to have a pot? Stritch is going to have a pot. Takes the second attempt. Puts the ball across for O'Shea. Lovely ball into space. David O'Shea and Mac Barry, two of the smaller men on the field. O'Shea is a runner. O'Shea, a lovely striker from David O'Shea. And in fairness, the Limerick way worked in that one. Put it ball into the corner. Good play from Stritch out to David O'Shea. Double score, 12-6.
Great finish with the key there, but Stritch changed his mind, not having a pot from 90 or 70, 65 metres or 70. Instead, gives a good ball into space, and O'Shea did it, finished brilliantly. So that's a very, very important point for Smith O'Brien. They could do it one or two more before half time.
Yeah, and there's Fergal O'Brien calling. In fairness, I don't think Paul was doing anything. Paul McInerney, the Inagh Kilnamona manager, was doing anything too wrong. He only went down to give water and instructions, but of course he crossed the milling line, I suppose, the milling road. The ball out from Kelly to Shannon, and here's Pat Kelly. I wouldn't rule this out, going very, very close. It's on more Derek. This is dropping down just under Canoga, and in fairness, Dwayne Sheedy arrested that situation, as he's done maybe many a time. That's leadership from Sheedy, and he had to take on the metal. He had to attack that ball, and he did. He's now gone back into the full back line, Pat.
Yeah, Dwayne has been serving Smith O'Brien's for a good number of years now, so reliable from a good hurling family there, a great hurling family, and the well-won free out there after winning possession. So they've kind of recovered again. An unusual move to hit a low free there, but might work.
Yeah, working the ball, hit Goff, gave it to Sheedy. Sheedy gave it to Sean McMahon. McMahon switches the ball diagonally across, looking for O'Shea, but Neil Hegarty having a very good game at wing back, just blocks it to Jamie Wynn. Jamie puts it into Barry. Barry is beginning to move around. Barry has time, but brilliant block down by Owen Heffron, working hard back from the middle of the field, and that's what maybe Smith O'Brien's have lacked. David Goff puts the ball out. A high pull on Neil Hegarty. Not saying
He was going for the ball.
Knockers. He was going for the ball. Didn't see Hegarty, who came in on the blind side. Hegarty, a stylish player, equally at home in defence and attack, and a free on the Inagh Kilnamona Shaska Coig, and I would imagine that Keith Barry, is he coming back to take her? I thought maybe Pat Kelly might take the long range frees, but indeed, in this occasion, they're going leaving it maybe to Jamie Wynn, and Jamie Keith receiving attention there.
And just very good refereeing there by Fergal. Other lads will be looking for cards there for Stritch, but he was just, actually, the ball hopped in front of him. He was going to let fly to flick it back into his hand. Never saw the man coming, so good refereeing.
Yeah,
sensible.
On his own 65 is Jamie Wynn. The two Wins are playing well. Jamie puts this one up into the air. Is it coming inside? Indeed, it's gone out to the right-hand side and gone wide. Didn't allow enough for the breeze. The score remains 12 for Inagh Kilnamona, 6 for Smith O'Brien's. Good puck out from Jamie Power. Micheál Ryan lets that ball run behind him, but he's been fronted up by Ronan Meskel. They're having a real good challenge over there. Meskel pulls him back. Advantage will be coming to Micheál. The ball is won by Goff. Goff gives it into Heffron. Heffron hitting it towards the road goal. The shot from Owen Heffron. Does it come inside? It does come inside. 12 points to 7. And the puck, and I think Pat Kelly is even quicker. As I said, he's getting quicker with those puck outs. 12-7, an important score for Smith O'Brien's. Good refereeing from O'Brien. He let the advantage go. Puck a mock coming from Coolbara. Pat Kelly gives it out to Mac Barry. Mac Barry crosses his own 21 metre line. He's going to switch this ball across. He's going more Derek down on top of Jerry Cool. Jerry has been starved. Was that brilliantly blocked down by Dwayne Sheedy, who has really tightened up things since he went in there to that full back line. The ball is here on the 21. The ball comes back out, gives it out to Cathal Ryan. Ryan dipped the foot, trying to, a lovely flick from Cathal Ryan, but unfortunately The Smith O'Brien, the intensity of tackle has gone back to where it started, giving it everything, 12-7. We're gone 1 minute into added time here. The puck out from Jamie Power, gives it out to Heffron. Heffron has to get there ahead of 2 or 3. Inagh Kilnamona gives it to Mihal. Mihal is going to go short to Mihal. Mike Goff is going to have a putt from his own 65. Is it coming inside? The ball should be breaking for Anthony Walsh, but Pat Kelly has seen all this before, and he hand passes that ball out to space. And a free.
Yeah.
Anthony Walsh. That could be a big turning point. Pat Kelly, the support wasn't coming as quick as it was, and Anthony Walsh was being held back by Pat Kelly. He stopped the ball coming out, and Pat Kelly had no choice only to hold on to him, free in for Smith O'Brien's.
And the Smith O'Brien's bench management subs, I saw it as a huge moment as well. Pat was there first, but when he knocked it out, Walsh looked like favourite to pick it up and possibly score. Fouled, and that's a big turnover and a big win for Smith O'Brien's to bring it back to a margin of 4, which is very little indeed. The margin of 7 or 8 a few minutes to go. So they switched off for a period through in the middle of the half, Smith O'Brien's, for 5 or 10 minutes. Conceded 5 or 6 scores in a row there, I think. Our journalistic colleagues here gave them 4 in a row, didn't they, Derek? So chance enough for Smith O'Brien's to bring it back to much more manageable. And if you go by the semi-final, they are a second half team. But look at a lot to play for still.
Yeah, both Inagh Kilnamona came back in the day to beat O'Gunlow in their semi-final as well. But this is Anthony Walsh. Anthony Walsh wearing the number 30. We gave Declan Powerman the match the last day, but indeed it was Anthony Walsh. Sorry, Declan. But here's Anthony Walsh. Is he going to put it over? He went for it, and he's put it into the corner. And I was thinking, by the way, he stood up. He didn't take his usual long run. That's a big turning point. 12 points to 1 goal and 7. Just on the Fed Oak. The Fed Oak are on that home. And I tell you, if Smith O'Brien's were buoyant with a turnover by Anthony Walsh, I tell you, the crowd are buzzing here in O'Garney Park. What a big turnaround. 12 points. That goal from Anthony Walsh makes it 1-7. Go Coolin in different in the corner at a home, Pat.
What a moment in the game. And the way he stood, again, Leo, I was half under would he that he's really shaping up, maybe putting the defenders thinking. I mean, Fork, Inagh Kilnamona, Clare, Heher stood up to a free yesterday in very similar circumstances, buried it to as good as win the championship for them, brought it extra time, and here we are at the receiving end today. But look, they've played so well, Inagh Kilnamona, we know they'll play well against the wind because they can play a short game. So what a second half is in store. Brilliant into the half for Smith O'Brien's, no doubt.
Yeah, and that ends our first half broadcast here on Clare GATV, and on a scoreline of Inagh Kilnamona 12, it's Smith O'Brien's 1 goal and 7. And Pat, as we continue with Scariff Bay Community Radio, we're now joined by well-known journalist Derek Dormer. Derek, fall to road to rash. And for to Rota Rash, Goody Park, O'Garnick here, either here on O'Garnick. You're welcome back here to O'Garnick Park in 6 Mile Bridge for the second half of the TUS Intermediate Hurling Final of 2025 between the Clare and Amber of Smith O'Brien's and the Green and Yellow of Inagh Kilnamona. And it's Inagh Kilnamona in this infancy are on their home by 12 points to 1 goal and 7. However, it could have been a lot different only for that Anthony Walsh 20 metre free just before half time that had brought it back from a 5-point differential to 2. Joined again here analysis by Pat McNamara for Rota Rash Park.
Remain well got Leo. Yeah, a lot to look forward to in the second half. Smith O'Brien's out in the field ready for action. I'm sure their dressing room was well G'd up by that good finish to the first half, a goal and 2 points I think they scored, and they were badly needed, especially that goal right on the button of half time. Inagh Kilnamona though, you look at they will be those lads have good experience, and you know they'll be used to facing adversity, and you know they'll play well against the wind. I think the game they play will suit against a bit of a breeze, which seems to have died down anyway. So look, an awful lot to look forward to. They're taking time in the dressing room, but and just as I speak, they're on the way out. Yeah,
Tashi Dick Chockton, while we're waiting for the Inagh Kilnamona just to make their way out, we must say hello to a great Gael in Smith O'Brien's, a man I met the other day, 91 years young. I had met him in a while, a man who was he refereed in an awful lot of games in Smith Killaloo when we were having underage. He was he was a very good advisor and a very positive man. No matter how bad you'd be going, he'd always say you played well today. That's the great Pat McNamara, 91 years young. We hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Also say hello to Keane Nolan. Keane Nolan, his mother Mary is just after doing the miles here. Keane is in Vancouver. She's just after doing the laps of O'Garnick Park. We're ready to go here in O'Garnick Park. James Power now men in the goals at the road end, and Pat Kelly at the Kilmurray end. We're expecting a real explosive second half here in O'Garnick Park. Fergal O'Brien with the ready to throw it in. No real changes I see. Gone back to the original 15 as they started. And the second half is on here, and the ball is going to be picked up by Jack Miskell, but Carl Stritch gets the ball, comes out here to Ronan Miskell, a tidy player, going back towards his own half, gets the ball back to Ricky Wynn, but I tell you the intensity, there was four Killaloo Smith O'Brien's lads descended on him. The ball comes to David Goff coming out for Smith O'Brien's. What a clubman this has been. Goff lets the ball up into the air. Is that the shot? That's exactly what Smith O'Brien's wanted. When men need to be stood up, David Goff and Pat Kelly goes quick in the puck out, allowed this time by Fergal O'Brien. Gives it out. No, he pulls it back. I tell you, when men need to stand up, Goff stood up strong there, brings it back to 1 point differential, Pat.
Well, the Goff name is associated with Smith O'Brien's hurling a long time, Leo, and that was an absolute belter of a point from him. And it was a hard won ball, first of all, burst through, and there was no such thing as a short pass on for him. He blazed it over the bar. The breeze wouldn't have gone over against the breeze, so very important.
The shot puck out for Peg Kelly, gives it out to Colin Shannon. Peg gets away from the Shannons of Keith Stritch. Peg dicing with danger there. Goes straight down the middle, down towards Barry. That's Keith Barry. The ball coming. The ball is won by Owen Fitzgerald. He gets away from the tackle shot. Lovely pick, not a lovely strike there from Fitzgerald. Jerry Coote, the captain, and the ball comes off the stick of Jason Monaghan. I don't know if that little tip up from Owen Fitzgerald was in the World Cup. They'd be talking about Missy, Pat.
Absolutely, a lovely little flick up without the hurley. In fairness, Leo, if he had the hurley, he was through that time for a score, no question. But he couldn't hit for goal because he didn't have a way of getting the ball up. So he flicked it back to his teammate with the top of the toe. Very classy indeed.
And I tell you, temperatures have boiled up a bit here. That ball cut by Ronan Miskell, cut out by Keane Maloney, but he comes to the corner forward, Jack Cullinan. Jack over here on this side, close to the Killaloo, his own dugout. And Jack Miskell did pick up an injury. There was a coming together there in a bit of coming together of players before that. And Jack, and I tell you, there's going to be, I'm not too sure, Fergal is having a word with Inagh Kilnamona centre forward Keith Barry, but Jack did go down injured. I'm not too sure. Is he coming across to John Bugler to have a word? Indeed, I think he's coming to check. There was a coming together. There was a number of bodies involved, and Fergal O'Brien, John Bugler, I don't think John saw anything. The politician's answer, he saw nothing, but play on. David Goff, the man, switches hands and drives this ball down towards Anthony Walsh. The ball comes, Walsh has this one in the hand. He heads out in front of Mark Barry. He had Walsh and turns, and Walsh shoots, and Walsh pushed it to the right and gone wide, and I thought that was going to be level pegging, but the cheers went up. But unfortunately it went out for Smith O'Brien's point of view, out to the right and gone wide. Peg Kelly with a puck amok. Now Inagh Kilnamona, he's going to go short, goes over towards Neil Hegarty. Hegarty drops this one, now being fronted by Keith Stritch, lobs the ball up along the wing to, is it the centre forward, Keith Berry. He's trying to weave his magic around. Gets the ball. This lad is very good. Is Jack Cullen. Cullen gets the ball into Cathal Ryan. Ryan gets away from Micheál Ryan. Here's Cathal Ryan. Jeff Frick from Cathal Ryan. Economy of effort from Cathal Ryan. 13 points to 1-8. Pat, they got in quite easily there, but lovely little shimmy from Ryan over the bar.
Yeah, slip over by the defender and got Ryan a bit of space. But look, they have all players that can score without a bother, Leo. They had a few wides in the first half, but you can leave none of them loose, really.
That puck out from James Power went back out, made his way to Monaghan, to Micheál strands and delivers, but doesn't score on this occasion for Smith O'Brien's. 3 minutes gone, 3.5 gone here in the second half here in O'Garney Park in this TUS Intermediate Hurling Final 2025. Peppy Callahan, the new commissioned Peppy Callahan trophy, the trophy in offer here for the winners. And a prize in the Premier Intermediate Championship for 2026. Kelly goes more Dirac down the middle, down towards Barry. Barry goes down. The ball is cut out by Cathal Stritch. Stritch having a big influence on this proceedings here. And here's Keane Maloney. Keane Maloney, one of the unsung heroes, puts that ball down to Keith Stritch. But lack of numbers up here as Colin Shannon. Colin Shannon, as the breeze begins to blow up again here, gets the ball across to Cathal McGonigal. McGonigal gives it to Mark Barry. Mark, a very, very busy cornerback. Should be cut up by Micheál Ryan. He's cut up by Micheál Ryan. Ryan gets the flick away to Jason, the captain. Jason goes down, or short, to Keith Stritch. Stritch is going to have a pot here. Can he get it? Stritch shoots. Does it come inside? Does it come inside? It doesn't come inside.
Oh, it did.
I thought from our vantage view it was over the bar, but we play on. The quick puck out from Per Kelly to Cathal Ryan. Pat McNamara, that's a big turnaround. And Per Kelly does what Per Kelly does. He gets the puck out away as quick in the twinkle of an eye. I thought from here it was over, but give credit to jumper, you have to be behind the goals.
No, the Killaloe, Smith O'Brien's lads are livid on the sideline. We all thought up here that was the clear point. Nearly 6 inches to foot inside. And Pat Kelly, in fairness to him, didn't get involved in any of the controversy. Quick thinking got it out, set up the score above, 2-point turnaround. Yeah, and maybe more.
That puck out went from Jamie Power out to Jason, and Jason put it to the left, out right hand side and gone wide. And I tell you the score. One goal and 8 for Smith O'Brien's, 14 points for Inagh Kilnamona, and there's a coming together of players here. But look at behind the back of Fergal O'Brien. You want eyes in the back of your head. Here's a man that has eyes only for the ball. That's Keith Berry. Keith gives it to Jack. Jack shoots in towards the goal. Jamie Power advanced, changed his mind, not the best thing to do, but Gerrity, the fullback, Stephen Gerrity, a brilliant fullback at this man, gets the ball out. Great clearance from Gerrity out where Jack recovered from that early blow. Jack Miskell, and a high tackle there, but the ball comes out. Get the ball across. Jack Miskell gives it back to Cathal McGonigal. McGonigal gives it out to Jerry. Jerry started very well but has gone out of the game. This is a man that has thundered into the game. It's Keane Maloney. I tell you, Pat, this is all action. This is going to go right to the wire.
Yeah, and you wonder just how unsettling it is if Smith O'Brien's on the sideline here, totally, upset by that point that wasn't given. They've got to settle down now and start concentrating and not concede silly scores, and they haven't there as a wide for Kilnamona. Just need to settle down and concentrate in their game, Leo. You can't get too emotional about it.
A wide from a pass shot from Neil Hegarty. The puck out from Jamie Powell, gives it out to Gerrity. Gerrity gives it to Jason, the captain. Captain puts a lovely ball for Cathal Stritch, 60 metres out. Cathal just turns and Cathal puts an economy of effort over the bar. A very stylish, tidy midfielder is Cathal Stritch. 14 points for Inagh Kilnamona. Smith O'Brien's 1 goal and 9, and the breeze beginning to blow up here down towards the Kilmurray goal. We've gone 7 minutes here in the second half. Pay Kelly, taking his time on this occasion. I would imagine he's going to go. He's looking for a short run instead. He's going to go direct. Goes over, drives it long into the Smith O'Brien's half of the field. But goes over towards Ronan Miskell. Ronan Miskell and Micheál Ryan. Ryan is really having one of his better games. But the ball comes into Anthony. That's Anthony Walsh. Anthony Walsh. Oh, there was a flick across by Mike Goff. Not given. The ball gets about to Heffron. He has time to stand and deliver. Does he put it over the bar? He doesn't. It goes out to the right hand side, gone wide. And Inagh Kilnamona were guilty of missed chances in the first half. Smith O'Brien's have that malaise here at the start of the second. The puck out from Peg Kelly out to Colin Shannon. Shannon gives it to Ronan. Ronan lets it go. Gives it out to Anthony Walsh. Is he going to shoot? He takes on. There's a high challenge. Here's Anthony Walsh. Just shortens the grip. Anthony Walsh left and wide. And I tell you, if a midget went past now, they'd claim it. 14 points to Inagh Kilnamona. Smith O'Brien's 1 goal and 9.
Now, Walsh has 2. That was a wide, we all agree. However, Walsh's wrists in tight situations to strike that ball is really, really impressive. He just look at lovely little short grip, wristy swing, and no hope of hooking him. He just needs to get it between the posts.
Yeah, that puck out from Pat Kelly ends up in Cathal Ryan. This lad is a busy player. Gives the ball into Keith Barry. Keith Barry leaves it for Jack. Jack Cullen has a lovely deft flick trying to get away from Geraghty. That's Stephen, not an easy job. Gives it back out to the midfielder, Jamie Wynn. He's hooked by the Kilnamona defence, and the ball comes out to David Goff. Goff puts a lovely ball out to Jason. Jason can score from here. He can travel. He's on his own 65. The captain, Jason Monaghan, and he balloons it out to the right hand side and gone wide. He could have travelled there, Pat.
Oh, there's no question he had oceans of space, but Jason is a great long-range striker, and he would have the confidence to put it over, but you got to do it. So now we know in hindsight that he should have taken it on another 15 metres easily without a bother and put it over.
Inagh Kilnamona allowed the shot puck out again. Kelly to Mark Barry. Mark Barry puts it up to Keith, or the full forward Jerry Cootie there, but the ball beats Jack Cullen, goes out over the line 50 metres out from the Smith O'Brien's goal, over in front of the Tommy Moore East End. As I said, kudos here to 6 Mile Bridge J Club for the condition in which they have their pitch in here for this TUS intermediate final. Shane McInerney sitting back in the pocket there for Inagh Kilnamona, and the ball is won by Ricky Wynn. He's a very stylish player, is Ricky Wynn, a tidy operator. Gets the ball out to the brother, that's Jamie. Jamie gives it to Owen Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald trying to get away from McMahon, not an easy thing to do. Puts the ball into the middle to Jack Miskell. Fergal O'Brien had the hand up, advantage accruing, a free for Keith Barry. And that Inagh Kilnamona, even though they conceded their score for half time, they're not panicking. They're still continuing in the Inagh Kilnamona method of play.
And that's the key, Leo. They haven't panicked at all. They're still playing the ball around properly. But Pat Kelly's, the puck outs are just so advantageous to. He's so quick with them, so accurate as well, and he's thinking so quickly that Inagh Kilnamona upset over having a wide called the wrong way. He's just working ahead without getting flustered, and that's what the experience an All-Ireland winning goalkeeper does to you.
Keith Barry with this 55 metre free into the road goals here, 25 metres in from the sideline, on the sideline opposite the stand. Keith Barry drives it, but he drives it to the left and gone wide. I see Flann Barry, the Inagh Kilnamona selector. He was vaping hard in Cusick Park yesterday, but he's vaping twice as hard here in O'Garney Park today. The pressure of the situation, that puck out goes down from Jamie Power. He's blocked down out to Cathal Ryan. Ryan is busy. He gives it to Jack Miskell, a lovely diagonal ball looking for Jack Cullen, but Geraghty is having a very good game. Stephen Geraghty at full back for Smith O'Brien's, a tremendous competitor to Jason. Jason should drive. He drives it across to Cathal Stritch. Cathal has 2 points got. He comes in across to Cathal Stritch, being fronted by Jack Miskell. They'd know one another quite well through relations and marriages along the line. The ball comes out to Jason. The captain gets time to plant the feet, and Jason puts that ball out to the left and gone wide. And it's hard to blame him. There's no one really moving. The support isn't inside, Pat.
Well, Keith Stritch was inside anyway. He's expressed his displeasure at the ball not being got in towards him, in front of him. Now, look, Jason has to have a go, I think, there. He's all on his own. He's a great long striker. I mean, there's 60-70% chance to go in, but unfortunately he was in the 30 or 40% of misses there.
Yeah, and that puck out from Kelly goes up along off the hand of Roland Miskell. He goes over here to Jack Cullen. Cullen puts a lovely nonchalant flick in where Sean McMahon comes like an express train. McMahon breaking into the Inagh Kilnamona half of the field. He loses it to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald, as Owen, gives it out to Jamie Wynn. Jamie is now met by a plethora of Smith O'Brien's players, and it comes out. Great ball in over. And David O'Shea and Mark Barry. Barry does well, push the ball, but David is trying to get out. Barry's done well. O'Shea has it for Smith O'Brien, and he's been pulled to the ground by Mark Barry. O'Shea puts it, and he puts it over the bar. In fairness to O'Brien, the referee, that's tremendous refereeing. No need to blow back for the free. O'Shea put it over the bar. 1 point on differential than the Forna. Inagh Kilnamona 14. Smith O'Brien's 1 goal on 10. 12 minutes gone in the second half.
A great decision, great ball into O'Shea. Did so well to win that ball. He had to go up high for it. He's not the biggest man. Brought it down in front of himself and eventually won it and was heading for goal. Fouled, but flicked it over the bar. Great refereeing and great play by the forward.
The puck out here from Killy gives it to Colin Shannon. Colin goes long to Ronan Miskell. Ronan gives it to Jack. Jack plants the feet, and Jack puts it off the post and out to the left and gone wide. And that malaise that Inagh Kilnamona had in the early part of the first half is beginning to cut in again as that puck out from James Power goes out to Micheál Ryan. Ryan is going to deliver ball up along the wing. Stretch. He wasn't getting the ball inside. He came out for it. He shoots up close to the sideline. Is it coming inside? Is it coming inside? Is it what? Keith Stretch Normally when he gets a score, he gets a great score. We're level pegging in O'Garney Park. Smith O'Brien's 1 goal and 11. Inagh Kilnamona 14 points.
Well, I think if there was any doubt of that not being inside, I think the umpire, linesman, referee was going to give it, because it was very close, but he got it over. And off his right hand side, I always associate the stretches off their left, not Cahill but the other lads, but fair play, brilliant score.
Yeah, that ball is cleared away by the Mark Berry. Inagh Kilnamona, watch their response. And the ball comes to Jack. Jack on his knees. Jack turns off his right hand side. And Jack splits the post. That's Jack's Meskel. And you know, just when you concede, you want a quick response. And Meskel does that with aplomb. 15 points for Inagh Kilnamona. 1 goal and 11. A really entertaining intermediate final here. The puck goes out to Stretch again. Keith Stretch tries to get on it, and the ball is won by Jamie Wynn. He gives it out to Cahill Ryan. Cahill playing around with it. He's going to have a shoot. Push the ball into the corner. What a touch from Cullen. Escaped the tackle of Geraghty, but I think Goff is in there. Oh, and a high tech, but Goff he's just like a ping pong ball or a tennis ball. He bounced it up and away. Is Mihal going to have a pot? Normally Mihal would shoot from there. Gets the ball into Goff. Goff gets out in front of Ricky Wynn. Goff, a shot from Mike Goff. And Mike Goff splits the post, and now the scores are coming thick and fast. We're level pegging again. We're just coming up to halfway through the second half. And we're as we started, it's parity. Inagh Kilnamona 15 points. Smith O'Brien's 1 goal and 12, Pat.
Brilliant game. But Leo, that was a super finish by Goff. But the distribution of Mihal Ryan all day at wing back for Smith O'Brien's is exemplary. A great player in his underage days, maybe even through a little quieter period, but brilliant play to find this man up the wing instead of blazing and possibly another wide. So is it the first change in the game?
Yeah, there's a change, and Shane Vaughan, the experienced Shane Vaughan, come in for Inagh Kilnamona. And I tell you, he's not going to weaken it. And I thought Jack Cullen was played well. He might have had 1 or 2 wides. Jack will have better days. He's a one for the future. But for this moment in time, his intermediate final for today is Aaron Hart, Aaron Shin, Pat Kelly. The wind dies down, so he goes more Dirk down the middle, down on top of the newly introduced Vaughan. But the ball comes to Owen Heffron. Heffron gets the ball out. Jerry Coote now out around the captain, out around the half forward line. But great play from Dwayne Sheedy. Sheedy gives it to Jason, the captain. Lovely one-handed brick flick from Jason. Stretch. He done a pirouette there, I think. Strictly Come Dancing would take him for that one. But the ball came out to Jack Meskel. Jack having an effect. Is that one gone over from Jack? Jack Meskel beginning to put his stamp on this intermediate final. 16 for Inagh Kilnamona, 112. A sub for Smith O'Brien's. It looks like, is it Owen Power? Owen Power maybe unluckily might have found himself on the starting 15. Not sure who's going off on this occasion. We'll see who it is. Not too sure. Owen Power is gone to the far side there, so we'll see who's going leaving the field. Indeed, is it Dwayne? Dwayne. I know Dwayne has that shin or that leg heavily strapped. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Dwayne is carrying that leg. He's come up. One of the great servants, Pat McNamara of Smith O'Brien's J Club, but on and off the field.
We've actually said that already, Leo, and deserves to be said twice, because he is just a genuine article, a great wing back, and can play in lots of different positions, but a great servant, and I lost at Smith O'Brien's, no doubt about it.
Yeah, but Power is a good hurler as well. The puck out from Jamie, that's Jamie Power, blocked down by Ricky Wynn. Ricky puts the ball, it comes to Jason Monaghan. Mihal might have a pot on this occasion. Mihal been very, very conservative. Push the ball down to David O'Shea and Mark Berry. He's like a Jack Russell pup. He's always snapping at your heels. He never lets you too far away until line ball 45 metres out from the Inagh Kilnamona goals. And Ricky Wynn going back to take it. Berry is tigerish. There's one thing you'd have them Berry, they don't ever stand back for Menton. Ricky Wynn, the stylish wing back, on taking this line ball. 13 minutes left in the second half here of this intermediate final. Goes up along, push the ball up where Keith Berry tries to get out the ball. Is Keith Berry, but it's Mihal who gets it. Mihal who gives it to Cahill. Cahill Stretch. Tidy ball into Walsh. They have that great ball to Heffron, but the ball goes straight to Wynn. Wynn tries to get ahead. Cahill mechanically trying to get it back for Inagh Kilnamona. He's going back towards his own goal, but in comes Jamie Wynn. Did a minute finish of Jamie. Gives it out to Ricky, and brilliantly robbed by Mihal Ryan. Ryan takes a tackle, gets that ball blocked by Ricky Wynn out over the line. John Bugler, the linesman, very tight there to the Smith O'Brien's dugout.
The Christmas card supply.
Hard call. He must have come back off the stick of the Smith O'Brien's player.
The Christmas cards won't be going to John from Smith O'Brien's today, I think, because they had a big argument over a point there 10 minutes ago, 12 minutes ago. But we all thought it was the point. But anyway, look at it. John is a fairly experienced man at this game, so look, I think genuinely Micheál Ryan, it bounced back off him when he went to
Yeah, John was close. Look at one of our top officials in the county, if not the province. Line ball coming for Ricky Wynn. We've 12 minutes here left in the intermediate final. 16 points for Inagh Kilnamona, 1 goal and 12 for Smith O'Brien's with Heaney's Coscutter in Killaloo there for their help here today. The ball gone back, we retake it.
Adam Maloney is in, coming in.
Adam, look. Indeed, Adam Maloney is in for Smith O'Brien's, and who's gone off? It looks like David O'Shea is the man that's gone off. Win, not the greatest cut on this occasion. Walsh, and he knocked 2 or 3 out his way to be a great score. What a shot from Walsh! Does it come in? That's for me is the score of the day. The Tipperary man now playing his tape with Smith O'Brien's. I tell you one thing, Munster put the Leinster rugby team backwards in Croke Park yesterday. Brendan Minogue is the man on for Smith O'Brien, and he's now going to weaken in 2 points in the semi-final. But Ryan, he put Inagh Kilnamona 3 of them backwards to level the Brazilian and struck it right close to the sideline, 40 metres. Inagh Kilnamona 16, Smith O'Brien's 1 goal and 13.
Well, we often
that's the score of legends.
Absolutely. We often heard the Hell's Kitchen with the old Tipperary players, and this is a tip man taking up an awful wallop, went through Hell's Kitchen and put a brilliant point over the bar. What a rousing point, and Killaloo people are very, very happy with this one, as we are level.
I see Christy Rosney down there and down on the sideline there for Smith O'Brien. He nearly jumped in over the fence with delight with that one. Can they move on? Can they drive on? Where is Pepe Callaghan going to reside for the next 12 months for his inaugural time? Yeah, indeed. 113 to 16 points. Pat McNamara praising Tipperary. We've heard it here.
I was noting their history, not necessarily
praising. Pat Kelly, a man who would have less time for the Tipperary history. He's only worried about what history can he make for Inagh Kilnamona as he pucks this ball over towards the Tommy Moore East End. The ball comes out. Owen Fitzgerald, the next score is 5, and it's a free in. And there's a pushback. Is there going to be Owen Fitzgerald kind of was met by a couple of Smith O'Brien's players, and free in the scheme of things, but a chance for Keith Barry as 50 metres out from the Smith O'Brien's goal to the road goals, and there's a sub for Inagh Kilnamona, and I think James Cullen is the man that's coming on for Inagh Kilnamona. Paul Gannon and Paul McInerney ringing the changes here. There is a Smith O'Brien's Inagh Kilnamona player down. It looks like Cathal McConaughey, he felt the full force of that tackle from Anthony Walsh, and there's no doubt he has not recovered, Patrick.
No, far from it. And James Cullen, I see coming in there now, I think as well. James hasn't, he came in as a sub there for Inagh Kilnamona. But before that, Leo, the one thing I'd like to say while we have a break is this: you'd be hoping, if we're getting towards the business end of the match now, it's level, that either Inagh Kilnamona, if they win it, they win it by at least 2, or if Killaloo win it, they win it. Because if that disputed point is the difference in the end, I tell you one thing, it'll be very, very hard for St. Peter Bryans to take, and they will not be happy. We're certain to the point here. Don't want to dwell too long on it, but let's hope either team wins by at least 2 points, whoever it'll be.
And Cathal McConaughey and Cathal, the cornerback, he's not happy going off here. He's having words with John Bugler. John could do nothing. John is the sideline man. It's a free for Keith Barry, and I see the sub for Smith O'Brien. Brendan Minogue come on, and it's something I haven't seen in a hurler match before. A sub coming on in the full forward line, and the first thing he does is down for 20 press ups just to warm himself up to get into this action. But here, Keith Barry with this 55 metre free, 20 metres in from the sideline in front of the Tommy Moore East End to the road goals. Can he put Inagh Kilnamona back? Barry strikes it. Does Barry strike it? And Barry puts it over the bar, and Inagh Kilnamona go back into the lead. Inagh Kilnamona 17 points. Smith O'Brien's 1 goal and 13. And I think Marco Holland is about to be introduced. That puck out from James Power comes out to Michael Goff. But this man, Wynn, has played well. Goff has it. There's a man gone ahead of him. It's Cathal Stretch. Cathal has time to plant the feet. And when you want a response, Cathal Stretch is your man. He's absolutely having a masterful display. Lorna Parker for Smith O'Brien's. We're level pegging again. 8 minutes left. Smith O'Brien's 114. Inagh Kilnamona 17 points back. Pat, we're looking, as we come to the closing stages, we could be here for a while yet.
It looks like it could be, Leo, but it's a brilliant game. As we said, scores are hard enough to come by, but some of the scores are they're so tasty, they really are worth even on their own, they come in alone to pay the fee coming in.
Yeah, that puck out comes to Micheál Ryan. Micheál Ryan goes to Owen Heffron. Heffron is robbed, and he's come to Shane McInerney. Shane gives it out here to Keith Barry. Barry turns inside the tackle of Jason Monaghan. Now the ball is in towards Jerry. Jerry, he has caught one. Here comes Jerry. Is this the moment? That's the moment for Inagh Kilnamona. And I see the cornerback has had a miraculous recovery because he's done a dance there. Dancing with the stairs wouldn't dance as high as it. A great goal from Jerry Coote, the captain, showing tremendous leadership. 117 for Inagh Kilnamona, 114 for Smith O'Brien's. He caught me up the ball behind Cian Maloney and he went in, he dispatched it past Jamie Power. Or Jamie with the puck out. Mark O'Halloran going through the bomb up. What can the response to Smith O'Brien's be? It comes to McInerney, Shane McInerney, blocked by Michael Goff. Thought it came off the hurley. It did come off the hurley of Michael Goff. Line ball for Inagh Kilnamona. And is this a pivotal moment, Pat? That's goal for Inagh Kilnamona.
It's a fairly vital one, Leo. 1-on-1 inside, and Coote just had the cop on to make sure the ball got inside behind his man and buried it. In fairness to Power, Power came out to try and make himself big, but buried with aplomb. Huge moment in the game. There's still time for Smith O'Brien to do something about it. There's at least 7 minutes. There's probably 9-10 minutes left in this game. Lots and lots of time to bring it back, even with points. They don't necessarily have to go going for goals yet, and it wouldn't make sense if they did, unless, of course, it presents itself.
Yeah, and Keith Stritch is going off this Smith O'Brien's team, and you know, Mark O'Halloran, and Mark a very, very good hurler, but Keith had been doing well, was holding the ball up. Maybe he's run his course and fitness looks fairly jaded coming up along there. McInerney, the centre back, gets a great ball out to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald now takes a tackle. Oh, a rather loose hand pass, gives it to Neil Hegarty. A lovely hand pass from Hegarty into Shane Vaughan. Vaughan shortens the grip, but brilliantly blocked out by Garrity, one of the standout players for Smith O'Brien's. Gets the ball out. Kendall's right. Here's one that has definitely played well. It's Cahill. Cahill Stritch. Can he narrow the deficit? Cahill. That's brilliant. That's his 4 points of the day from Cahill Stritch. 5 minutes left in normal time. We're back to a 2-point game, Pat. Pat Kelly in no particular hurry. Aaron Omchin with Nishan Puckamock.
Cahill Stritch, one of the players of the game, Leo. 4 super points. Of course, he's the first cousin of the O'Briens in Bradford. All talented hurlers. And he certainly is bringing the both family names up there with this display today. Outstanding points from Cahill Stritch.
Yeah, Ben Murnane, and of course, his uncle, John O'Brien. His uncle, John O'Brien, married to Nolette Nugent, whose sister is married to Ollie Meskel in Kilnamona, so close ties there between both families. That puck out coming from Clare Kelly goes over here the far side. Sean McMahon, Smith O'Brien, they finished strong again. Kilmaley, and they're coming again. The ball from McMahon to Heffron. Heffron has a chance of a score to make it 1 point different. Oh, that's brilliant. What I tell you, that's brilliant play for Smith O'Brien, and maybe Carl McConaughey will rue that dancing, that hacker he done there a few minutes ago. 117 for Inagh Kilnamona, Smith O'Brien's 116. I tell you, both pinches are on a high at the moment. 4 minutes of normal time left, plus whatever Unrator Fergal O'Brien adds on here in O'Garney Park. Per Kelly, a small bit outside the square. Donald too, he got pulled for a 65 years ago in a 21 final. Great pick up by Ronan Meskel. Ronan gets the ball back to Ricky Wynn. Wynn gives the ball back to Meskel. Meskel can't score. He shoots to the road goals. Is it coming? That's going to drop short, but it's a dangerous because Jerry Coote is inside again. And Jerry was unlucky from getting the flick. But I tell you one thing, fairness to the fullback, he done well there. The ball out from Jamie Power, out to the cornerback, out to Sean McMahon. McMahon gives it to Brendan Minogue. Brendan gives it to Mark. The ball is gone inside. Brendan, here comes Mark O'Halloran. Can he be a hero? He's head to the ground. We're on the edge of the 14-metre line. Who's going to come out? Oh, there's a kind of a funny hand pass there, yeah. But he got away with it. And I tell you, he's picking himself up gently. The ball comes out to McMahon. A shot. Are we level? We're not. That shot came from Conor Garrity. He went out to the right and wide. 3 minutes plus added time. 117 for Inagh Kilnamona. 116 for Smith O'Brien's. Call it now.
Oh, Leo, I think we will be here longer. We'll be airing our corn with extra time, I predict.
Few people around us don't want extra time. They want to hit for Cusick Park for the Premier Intermediate Final. But we're having a marvellous Intermediate Final. 2 Intermediate Final. Per Kelly goes long. And what a catch from the newly introduced sub-Vaughan. But it goes to ground. And the ball is picked up by Conor Garrity. Or Conor's pass goes straight to Jack Meskel. Jack, does it come inside? Meskel, it does come inside for Inagh Kilnamona. 118 to 116. Meskel, and the quick puck out from Jamie Power to Micheál Ryan, and Fergal O'Brien calls him back. Now we're in the dying moments of the Intermediate Hurling Final. What can the response of Smith O'Brien's be? Jamie Power, will he go along? I tell you, such the intensity of this game. There's lads stretching all over the place. He goes long. Call with Anthony Walsh. Can he get another ball in? Goff goes up. The ball breaks down. Takes Stretch. The man you want on the ball for Smith O'Brien's. Cahill Stretch. Outstanding. He shoots again. Cahill Stretch goes out to the right and wide, and the score chance goes a big one. 118 for Inagh Kilnamona. 116 for Smith O'Brien's. And Per Kelly, he was going like a rocket with the puck outs in the first half. He's going a snail's pace here towards the end of the second half. He shows the ball to the crowd. Per, I think, can see it. He goes over towards the Tommy Morey stand. Conor Geraghty and Conor Wright. Fitzgerald goes up, but it comes to McMahon. McMahon gives it out to the captain, Jason Monaghan. Jason puts the ball down the corner, looking for the newly introduced Brendan Minogue. Brendan Minogue and Mark Barry. Brendan, a shot from Brendan. A shot from Brendan, a score from Brendan Minogue. What a sub. I tell you, the press ups didn't do him any harm. We're back to Cooley the one. Until next evening on the phone. Norman the one, Falka. Eronome in Clare Canish, Irvonach, 2025. And Per Kelly, he's a bag of balls inside in the goals, and he's gone round the back of the goals looking for a ball. Now he goes back to the bag. Killaloo, Smith O'Brien's. Fergal O'Brien, he's around long enough to carry him, and he won't bite that. And here comes Per. 4 minutes of added time here in O'Garney Park. A tremendous tussle. Brilliant spectacle for the patrons. The puck out from Per goes over. The magician, can he produce Anthony with time to go here? Jason, the captain, he gives it out to 19. That's Owen Power. Power for Smith O'Brien. Gets away from Jerry Coote. Jerry Coote, he got a goal at one end. He's after getting a match-saving hook in at that side. The ball back to McInerney. McInerney goes to ground, and he goes out over the line. I would imagine it's a line ball. Joe Mullins put up the flag. A line ball for Smith O'Brien's. Norman within 21 metres of the Inagh Kilnamona goals. Brendan Minogue, they will truly try to work this. Mike Goff ready to make a run. He's been marked by Ricky Wynn. We're just going into added time, the 4 minutes of added time. It's 118 for Inagh Kilnamona. 1 goal and 17 for the Claret and Amber of Smith O'Brien's. And William Smith O'Brien, who the club is named after, he'll be looking down along with a lot of other Smith O'Brien. That ball comes in to the man who has it. You want in the ball. Cahill Stretch. I tell you, a man of the match performance from the Smith O'Brien's midfielder. 1 goal and 18 for Inagh Kilnamona. 1 goal and 18 for Smith O'Brien's. Who's going to be the hero? Who's going to be the man that's going to take this?
Still 4 minutes, Leo.
4 minutes. Who's going to be the hero to pull this one out of the fire? Per Kelly dancing around here on the goals at the Kilmurray end. He's going to go along. I think they take extra time. They take Umbresh and Armshin. The ball is going to be blocked by Michael Goff. He puts up the hand. Doesn't come down with it. Forehand goes. But here comes Michael Goff. Mihal, Igtal, 70 metres. Goff, brilliant block down by Neil Hegarty. And the ball comes to James Cullinan. Gets the ball out to Ricky Wynn. Ricky delivers a lovely low ball up to Ronan. That's Ronan Miskell. Ronan Miskell gets away from the challenge of Geraghty. A shot from Miskell. That's a score to win any county final from the stick of Ronan Miskell. 119 for Inagh Kilnamona. Smith O'Brien's 1 goal in 18. There'll be a sting in the tail here yet, Pat.
Oh, there's still time for Smith O'Brien's, and the way they're playing, there's no question they can equalise. That's a super score for Miskell. This game has been getting better every minute that passes, Leo.
The ball from Jamie finds its way to Michael. Michael Goff, a shot, a flick in, and Brendan Minogue. Now, there's a big call here. I think there's a goal. I think he followed the ball in. Per Kelly was caught ball watching. Brendan Minogue flicked. He followed the ball in. I think the umpire on this side pointed immediately for the green flag. We said there'd be a sting in the tail, Pat.
I think it's a good goal.
He's giving the square ball.
The umpires. Oh, they will not be happy with that. They will not be happy with that. At
this decision, I thought Brendan Minogue timed his run perfectly. And I tell you one thing, the gods are not looking at Smith O'Brien's. That's the second big decision. Absolutely. At the Kilmurray end. A goal disallowed and a point disallowed. 1-1.
I think they may get a free before this game is over, scoreable, if they can get any ball up there at all. If one
falls down anywhere now within 50 metres, they could get one. But Per Kelly, he has wasted about a minute. The ball goes over the far side towards the Tommy Morey stand. It's 119. Can Smith O'Brien's get one more attack? Not if Jamie Wynn has his way. The ball comes out. We're in the middle. Who's going to get? Shane Vaughan gets a hand pass, gets it back to Cahill Ryan. Ryan gives it back to McInerney. Shane, just space here for Shane Vaughan. Vaughan tries to get the block down. Blocked by Mihal Ryan. The ball is getting over the top. It's going to be one. Is it Jack Miskell or Cahill Stretch? Stretch has been absolutely, but Miskell has robbed him. Being fronted up there now by Ben Murnane. I think there was a clear, and there is a free in. And I think Smith O'Brien's will feel that the gods, the luck is not with them here in O'Garney Park. But Inagh Kilnamona never panicked, played the Inagh Kilnamona way. It's 119 to 118 in favour of Inagh Kilnamona. It's a free, and Keith Berry, he opened the scoring in the intermediate final here with a free. He's taken all the time in the world to take this 40-metre free right over in front of the dressing rooms on the far side away from our commentary position here. Taking his time. He's nearly taken as long as Daniel McCarthy now to take the free before he even puts the ball down. And Fergal O'Brien would surely have to add on time here for this. But look, that's his routine. Here he comes. It's a pressure free. Can he put 2 points on the difference? And he shoots and he nails it. That's a brilliant free, in fairness. That's a brilliant free to put 2 points up. It's goal or nothing for Smith O'Brien's now. 120 for Inagh Kilnamona. 118. Jamie Power goes long. Goes down towards Goff. Goff puts it. Where's the posse? But the ball is in. Is it Fahan? Fahan, who's experienced. The ball out to Cahill Ryan. This man has been immense in the middle of the wing forward. Cahill gets a chance to shoot. It's dropping down. Jamie Power has to catch and come. He has to, and it's gone wide. Quick puck out to McMahon. He should have probably kept it in play. McMahon gives it to Goff. No! Get it into the square. Has to be the call. But it's blocked to Heffron. Heffron has a chance. He tries to take on the challenge. Inagh Kilnamona. He gets the ball back to Jason. Jason has to put it in. Lovely ball from Jason into Minogue. Minogue blocks it down. Carl Stritch. Brilliant save by Pat Kenny. Carl Stritch! What a goal from Carl Stritch! And I tell you one thing. Pat Kenny's in a hurry to puck it out now. The ball goes out. Time is up here. Brilliant blocked out by Heffron. Heffron is brought down by Jerry Coon. Jason, all Mark O'Hanlon has to do is put it out over the line, which he does. We're in added time. We're in. Gone over the injury time. 2:18 to 1 goal and 20. Mark O'Hanlon has probably hit his best ball of the day since he coming on. A nice little flick. 1 metre shot out over the sideline. Cahill Stritch. Just for me, he has been the absolute man of the match here in O'Garney Park. That was a brilliant save by Pat Kelly from Cahill Stritch, but he put the ball in. The ball is in play here. It's 2-8-1, and there goes the winner. The final whistle, and from the death, Smith O'Brien's have snatched victory from the jaws of defeat here in O'Garney Park. And in fairness to Inagh Kilnamona, a tremendous battle. But for me, for the victory to be done like that, Cahill Stritch, he's been midfield the whole match, appeared in the full forward line, Pat. Yeah. They threw down the gauntlet. Marvellous for Smith O'Brien. Heartbreak for Inagh Kilnamona at the end of a titanic intermediate hurling final. And Pappy Callahan, he'd know Smith O'Brien's a Kilnamona well from his travels. I tell you one thing, he'd be quite happy residing in Smith O'Brien's for the next 12 months. What an
honour to Pappy Callahan's name to get a game of this absolute quality. And first of all, let me say, Inagh Kilnamona made this an absolutely brilliant game with class hurling all through, smashing hurlers, not a dirty stroke involved of any kind, and looked to have it just stolen, well, not stolen maybe, but then Smith O'Brien's. There was 2 moments of adversity, and what looked like a good goal by Brendan Minogue disallowed. Maybe it was borderline, but a certain point from Keith Stritch wasn't given. So if they had lost, they would have serious reason to be very, very upset indeed. But that man, Cahill Stritch, look at one of the best displays of midfield I've ever seen in any grade, but particularly at intermediate level. He was outstanding. 5 brilliant points and the goal to win a championship for his club. Brilliant, Leo. One of the best games we've seen in many, many years. Outstanding all through. Class, skill, bravery. Not mistake, but why wouldn't you have it with the odds so high? But I'll tell you one thing, there'll be some celebrating in Killu tonight.
I tell you one thing, and they don't do by halves down there, Pat, as you well know. But Pat, I think one of the best moves Smith O'Brien's made this year was maybe making Cahill Stritch or getting him to now I'm not sure where he's working at the moment. He must be working back near he was teaching in Dublin, but to get him to transfer his allegiance back to his beloved Smith O'Brien's from Luke and Sarsfields. And I tell you one thing, and that man down there in front of us as well, Anthony Walsh, I tell you, central to everything Smith O'Brien's done. But look at Inagh Kilnamona, you have to spare a thought from. They're a young team. You know, I thought when Jerry Coote got the goal, they might drive on. But Smith O'Brien turned down the gauntlet. Now, to be fair to the officials and the umpires, they were the boys behind the goals. They saw whether that shot went over or not for sure. Look at, they waved it wide. I thought Brendan Minogue's goal, he timed his run from our vantage point to the tee. But I tell you one thing, Smith O'Brien's never give up and are deserving winners of the Pappy Callahan Trophy.
Absolutely, Leo. And as I said, we must, and only fair to give tribute to Inagh Kilnamona for being part of one of the best games we've ever seen in an intermediate final. Let's be honest about it. Listen, Premier, intermediate, doesn't matter. The standard here was unbelievably high, and the team that has won. Favourites all along. Sometimes it's hard to carry that mantle, and boy, did they just get there in the end with that super goal from the brilliant player Cathal Stritch. But all through the game, outstanding, fair play, bravery, sticking with it, not giving in, all of those attributes that maybe Smith Ryans didn't always have in every single year. But I'll tell you one thing, they had it this year in spades, Leo. What a celebration they will have. Tremendous joy out there, and it's also good for hurling. That's what East Clare hurling, sometimes we're in the shadows maybe of the bigger clubs up in the mid Clare and south east and maybe further up west. But Smith Ryans need this, Leo. The town needs this for the underage, and what a boost this is for the hurling in Smith Ryans.
Yeah, and indeed, just look at as Inagh Kilnamona in fairness show great sportsmanship. They're remaining on the field. They will be devastated. They gave it absolutely everything. They were in the lead with 64 minutes gone, and in 64 and a half minutes the championship was taken away from a brilliant finish by Cathal Stritch, who batted that ball into the net. Look at Inagh Kilnamona may be the vanquished. The plaudits are with Inagh Kilnamona. We thank you we hope you enjoyed our broadcast here on Clare GA TV. We are going to take a bit of a sauce here. We're going to get aboard with a member of the Smith O'Brien's winning management, and please come back and join us for that. Yeah, Pat, we're back again, Pat. And I'll tell you one thing, the champion I associate with the red of Man United, Pat, but it's the red, claret and amber of Smith O'Brien's who are singing champions today. And look, that shows what it means to the parish and the town of Killaloo. I tell you, there's still people coming into the field to offer their congratulations to the players. It has been, look, we have to credit the county board. They restructured the championships here in Clare this year with the Premier Intermediate and Intermediate. Maybe some of the games in the Intermediate Championship early on weren't of the highest quality, but as the championship descended into the closing stages, it really upped the level, and it showed why Clare GA had done the right thing in restructuring the championship. And Smith O'Brien's, they got relegated last year, unlucky to do so to Tulla. They will feel at home in the Premier Intermediate Championship for 2026.
Absolutely, no question, Leon. Maybe it's a player or two to come back, maybe from their travels. I don't know about that one, but certainly today they didn't seem to be missing any stars, because from one to I suppose they had 3-4 subs, including Brendan Minogue and whoever else came in there. All of them just contributed to this victory. The bravery, I thought the bravery was the biggest thing, and also the use of the ball when they were maybe looked like they were gone. They still played intelligent ball most of the time. They didn't start blazing balls from distance, hope for something to happen. They played intelligently. They believed in whatever system they have playing under Barry Hennessy, and when it works, it's in hindsight again, Leo, it's a great thing. But Hennessy's magic has worked. They played the ball intelligently most of the time in the game, didn't panic, and when it looked like it was gone for them, they had that courage and that belief in themselves to get the ball in where it counted, and that finish from Cathal Stritch will go down in the lower of Smith O'Brien's hurling, I'd say, for all time, Leo.
Yeah, and indeed, I'm going to make my way down here to the Killaloo camp to see, can we get a word or two? So, ta omsos aeronomichin le couple nomad. And now we're delighted to be joined here on the sideline at the end of a really entertaining intermediate final. The best intermediate final we've seen in many a long day. And Kilnamona, Smith O'Brien's always give us big days out. And what a big day out this man here beside me gave. Our man of the match here on for the Clare intermediate final 2025. Scored 1 goal and 5 points. Carl Stritch, congratulations. What does that mean to you?
Thank you very much, Leo. It's unbelievable. Like, there 5 minutes ago, it had looked like we'd missed. I don't know how many wides we had in the second half. It was at least 10. It's like, oh, we're after throwing it away. Like, so it was just a miracle to get the goal the last minute. I actually can't believe. I don't think I've ever scored a goal. So a bit of a fluke.
No fluke at all. Carl, how did you find yourself inside, put yourself inside the square? You were majestic in the middle of the field, 5 points, you know, and you had a couple of wides as well apart from that, but to score 5 points, how did you manage? Or was it a tactic, or did you just decide yourself to throw caution to the wind?
No, I knew he said it was 4 minutes, and I looked and it was gone 63-10, so I was like, there's no point, the time for going for points is over now, like, so I said, sure, may as well run inside, we'll try and just lump it forward, kind of old school, try to get a goal. Luckily it came in straight away. Goff see me and hit the ball. I was like, thank you. I was got a mile over my head then. Brendy knocked it back and we just got lucky. Pat Kelly deflected it back to me. You know, I missed the first one, so I got lucky. He gave it back to me.
Yeah, that over. Then you'll recall that over. You'll replay that over hit swing time and time again. Carl, you applied your trade with Luke and Salford's last year. Yeah. You know, they're in the county final as well. Was it a big wrench? You know, obviously it was a big wrench to move the first time. Was it a big ask to come back to second? I know you're still teaching in Dublin.
So it's been 5 years travelling up and down, like, you know, during the week and that. And I said, I'll just give it 1 year. We'll play up there for a year. Nice to take a break from all the travelling the whole time. But like, and the boys and Luke, like, best of luck to them next week. The manager Charlie, sound man. I hope they can, like, they've never won a senior championship. Hope they win next week. But like, there's nothing like playing for your own club. Even they all know that, Luke, and it's just a different feeling. Like, so I was just delighted to only come back and get to play with the boys again. Yeah, and come here, a titanic battle here, a brilliant match, Carl. I know the celebration are only started, and you don't do by halves in Smith O'Brien. You know, back up in Premier Intermediate for 2026, back where you rightly belong. Yeah, we think so. Like, they were very unlucky. I wouldn't win last year, but like, they were very unlucky. Got a tough draw, then got Tulla in the relegation match. Sure, Tulla are going winning, like, they're both winning the Premier Intermediate, so like, they were very unlucky to go down. So we felt like we definitely had the ability to go back up, everything going right. Although it took a lot of luck there at the end.
Carl Stritch, a gentleman as always, man of the match for us today. Congratulations, enjoy the celebrations and safe journey back to Ballyah, Clare.
Thanks very much, Leo. Thank you.
Carl Stritch, who joined us here on Clare GA TV, and we'll try and get aboard with maybe the manager of Smith O'Brien's, Barry Hennessy, as well. We'll go over and see can we drag him away there. So, you know, Carl will be remembered forever for that 1 goal and 5. As Jason Monaghan made his victory speech there in front of the time Morris and with a real battle celebration. And we're going to find by a man who has given tremendous service to Smith O'Brien's GA, both on and after, a Tigers man on the field and a Tigers man off the field. It's our local guy, Kilnamona County Councillor, Mr. Tony O'Brien. Tony, Cogardigas.
Thank you, thanks Leo, and a very hard fought game. Brilliant stuff. Means a lot to us to win this today. You know, we're coming up to Premier Intermediate. You know, we felt we're strong enough for that. You know. But Inagh Kilnamona really came here today and brought their full A game with them and showed us that, you know, there's no championship ever won, no matter what championship it is. It's never won easy, and it went really, really down to the wire. If it was ever a match that went to the wire, today's went to the wire.
And Tony, what a brilliant match. A high quality for intermediate standard. It was of the highest quality.
Absolutely, and the sportsmanship, the hurling, the skill, the commitment level and the skill level, but from both teams, you have to say that, from both teams, and the substitutes on both teams that came on, you know, and it was just a tremendous game. Now, I'm watching it through blinkered eyes. You know me, Leo, I get in for half price every time they get in. I can't see it. And the only thing I was disappointed about is Fergal O'Brien refereeing today. He never called me once for the decision.
And there was 1 or 2 contentious decisions.
I would have helped him out and have gone the other way.
Oh, there's no doubt. Congratulations, Tony. We'll make our way over here. We get Barry Hennessy. We've been the match to Leicester, no doubt about the men of the match today here in O'Garney Park. We'll see can we get a word with the Banish.
It's a lot to us to win this today.
He's making his victory in Monaghan, so. can we find Barry Hennessy, the manager of Smith O'Brien's? He's gone into the pack there hiding, so. A jubilant Smith O'Brien's here. You know, it's Jason, he's making his speech. You know, so just bear with us for a couple of moments to say his few words. Although Jason has a portfolio as a for the priest at Mets here, so we'll see how long that's going to take. Make our way up, see can we get in there. We'll make our way into the middle of the Smith O'Brien's, a dangerous place to be in the middle of the Smith O'Brien's dug up, but their defence might. John Collins there, what a man John Collins has been for Smith O'Brien's. You know what, we'll get the assistant manager, Mr. Brendan O'Murvar, a great GA supporter. Brendan O'Follow, O'Gardigas. Brendan, you look absolutely trained, you're as red as on a mid-hours. Brendan, congratulations. It went to the wire. What a victory. What does that mean to Smith O'Brien's?
Ali, look, we've been on a slippery slope since 21. You know, we won intermediate in 21. We got relegated in 22. We held it in 23, got relegated in 24. We've been a bit of a downside, but there's been a side to that, you know, that a lot of players have left us and travelling the whole lot. And we went back and regrouped again. We've got a bunch of new lads, but what we got is a manager that has driven this tenfold. Like, you know, I can't speak high enough of the man Barry Hennessy. His attention to detail, the training sessions, and he's whack in there with him coaching as well. You know, every training session was different, but the players bought into it. That was the biggest thing. And you know, you saw there when players buy into something, that's what happens. That's how you win matches.
Brendan, did you think the gods were against you there? You know, when first of all the point, I think it was Keith Stritch's point, and then Brendan Minogue's goal was from our vantage point. We thought that he was outside the square when he touched the ball. You know, when he's away from outside. Did you think the gods were against you? But in fairness, you know, the Tara McCarthy, you know, the boys had a little chat upstairs, and what a goal from a brilliant performance from the midfielder, Keith Stritch.
Well, you know, he was pure, like, you know what I mean. Yeah, when the goal was disallowed, because I looked up to, I think, one of you above in the gantry, and Armour said down to me, "It is a goal." But I knew, you know, by the referee's reaction when you see him going in, he has a doubt, and I don't think he was going to overturn it. But you're talking about the gods, Leo. I have my own brother above.
Yes.
And he's with me on the sideline today, and I'm just glad that we got over the line. And there's a lot of people up there, Mick Goff, Goose Walsh, Anthony, there's a lot of lads up there that I know that when it came down to the crunch, they were going to get us over the line.
Yeah, there's no doubt. We think your brother Anthony, who passed away in there, and there's no doubt he'll be smiling down fondly tonight, and we'll be enjoying the celebrations as ye will, no doubt, in Kilnamona around tonight.
We will, dear. Look, you know, we don't win much, but I got a text during the week, Smith O'Brien's don't lose finals.
It was a stat that we spoke about half air before the match. Kilnamona were in the intermediate final here, drew with Clooney Quinn. You were in goal just on a bad day. Beat him in the Cussy Park in the final. Beat St. Joseph's in a terrible day. Yesterday we were looking at the rain. I said, God almighty, Kilnamona must be in a final again. The rain is so bad. But I tell you, the sun came out. It shone for you. And look at Kilnamona shine. Smith O'Brien's are shining tonight.
We are, Leo. Like, you know, and, you know, we got great messages from lads that were away. Cian Nolan, Tommy Redden, Mikey O'Shea. All the lads that sent over all goodwill messages and the whole lot. Like, you know, there's a lot of young fellas in there. There's a lot of experienced players in there, and we sort of drew on that. Like Mihal, Leo, Davy, Holly coming in. Like, you know, there's loads of young experience in that team that played in the 21 final. And look, we needed this, Leo. We needed this. We needed to get out of we came down last year. We wanted to bounce back straight away again. We've done 44 weeks, 100 and something sessions. And just as you're here, Leo, I'd like to thank Whitegate for looking after us for the last fortnight. We have no lights but ourselves, and they let us up and use their facilities, even on nights that they were training themselves, even for the match against Castle. We went up with them as well. And you know, there's a great unity there between ourselves and Mike, and I just want to thank him personally very much, because you know, without that we would be going into an extra, and you don't want to be going into an extra when you're coming out in on a pitch like this. You want to try to stay on grass, and I'd just like to thank YK for that.
Brendan, a pleasure to talk to you as always. Many congratulations, Arish. Enjoy the celebrations. You're back in Premier Intermediate for 2026. Cormina Margot. And ladies and gentlemen, here on Clare GATV, that's the end of our broadcast here from O'Garney Park. It's Smith O'Brien's who are the TUS Intermediate Championships for 2025 on a score by 1 point differential over the challenge of Inagh Kilnamona. We hope you enjoyed our broadcast here from O'Garney Park. From Andrew Gorman on camera. And thanks to Pat McNamara and Tom Henley for Scarpay Community Radio, and Healy's Cost Cutter. From all in O'Garney Park, it's Bannock Day, August Lawn.